Hey guys, it's Timmy and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited. So you probably saw the title of this video and said, what? Royal Rumble's not for 6 more months. Well, according to Skybet, they got some early betting odds on who they think are the favorites to win the 2020 Men's and Women's Royal Rumble. Next year's Royal Rumble will be taking place from Houston, Texas inside Minute Maid Park, keeping with WWE's new trend, I guess you can say, of doing the Royal Rumble in baseball stadiums. With that, like I stated, per Skybet, we have the top 5 men and the top 5 women favored to win the Royal Rumble. So let's kick it off with the women. And number 5 is Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans is somebody that WWE has strapped that rocket to as of late and really wants to push as a top star in the company. Whether as a babyface or a heel, WWE really sees a lot of stock in Lacey Evans, and honestly, I can kind of see a little more in her as a babyface if they do tell us her background of her being in the military, being a Marine, drill sergeant, and all of that stuff. But they want her a heel. She's not bad on the mic as a heel. She just got to improve a little in the ring. And number 4, Charlotte Flair. Now, winning the Royal Rumble is only one of 2 things that Charlotte Flair hasn't done in her career. The other is winning Money in the Bank. So really, putting Charlotte Flair in the top 5 of this list does make sense because, hey, anything can happen in WWE, and we always know that out of nowhere, they just push Charlotte and put her in positions that usually you would think would go to somebody else. At number 3 is Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler, yes, is the current NXT Women's Champion, but over the next 6 months, she can drop that championship. I think having Shayna Baszler debut in and win the Royal Rumble would be a great way to have her come to the main roster and have her stand out and not just be one of Ronda's friends that came up from NXT. It would establish her as a top star herself and project her all the way to WrestleMania. And number 2, Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey has main evented WrestleMania already, she has been Raw Women's Champion, so why not have her win the Royal Rumble? You have to entice Ronda Rousey now with something big, a big monumental moment to get her to come back after she did already main event Mania like I said. What other real big things can you entice her with to bring her back in and say, hey, we want you, it's going to be a 3-month storyline, you're going to win the Rumble and go back to main eventing or be one of the main events of Mania. So maybe they can use Ronda winning the Rumble to get her back into the company as she is right now on her quote-unquote impregnation vacation. And right now the favorite to win the Women's Royal Rumble in 2020, Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane did win the first ever Mae Young Classic. She's a former NXT Women's Champion, but since coming to the main roster, WWE's really floundered with her. Yes, she has been put into a tag team with Asuka as the Kabuki Warriors, and it looks like they're primed and ready for a shot at the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, but really since coming to the main roster, we've seen her a couple of times, and then all of a sudden she just disappeared until last week on SmackDown. So with that, Skybet has Kairi Sane as the favorite to win the 2020 Women's Royal Rumble. And now, let's see who Skybet has for the favorites in the Men's Royal Rumble. Coming in number 5 is Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston is the current WWE Champion, but many do not think that he will hold that title through the end of the year. Many actually think that he can lose the title at SummerSlam. With the possibility of Kofi winning the Royal Rumble though, Kofi Kingston can lose the WWE Championship at SummerSlam, WWE can find a way to keep him relevant leading into the Royal Rumble, and then he can get white hot again by winning the Royal Rumble. Maybe WWE even wants to have him go into WrestleMania and win the WWE or Universal Championship, making him somebody that's won the title 2 times in a row at WrestleMania. Coming in at number 4 is Finn Balor. When Finn Balor first came to the main roster, he was primed and ready to be the top star on Monday Night Raw. At SummerSlam in 2016, he won the Universal Championship, but had to relinquish it one night later, and since then, WWE really hasn't done a lot with Finn Balor to make him feel like a top-level star, so in having him possibly win the Royal Rumble, that can rocket him right back to where he was supposed to be when he first came to the main roster. Number 3, we've got Big E. Big E is somebody that the fans have wanted to see step out, maybe not away from the New Day, but out as more of a singles competitor for a very long time now. Big E has all the makings of a top star in the WWE, and some may say that he already is a top star in the company, but what better way to solidify that spot than having him win the Royal Rumble? Coming in at number 2, Drew McIntyre. What do I always say? Look at Drew McIntyre. He's everything you want in a perfect professional wrestler. He's got the body, he's got the mic skills, he's solid in the ring, he just looks like the build of a heavyweight championship main eventer. Boom, have him win the Royal Rumble, go on to WrestleMania, win the title, and finally have him step out of the shadows. Ever since coming to the main roster, Drew McIntyre has really just been a lackey. He was a lackey and a sidekick for Dolph Ziggler, then with Braun Strowman, then with Baron Corbin, and now with Shane McMahon. So what better way to finally have him step out of the shadows of somebody else than winning the Royal Rumble? And the favorite right now for the Men's Royal Rumble is the big dog, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns was the Universal Champion when he had to step away last October due to leukemia. Since coming back after his battle with leukemia only 4 months later, Roman Reigns has kind of been at a level playing ground and not been really super pushed like he was before he had to leave. What better way to push Roman Reigns back straight up to the top and possibly even back to the championship than having him win the Royal Rumble? Like I said, since returning, he's kind of been a top mid-level guy, hasn't been that top guy that WWE is used to using him as, so what way to put him back on top than having him win the Royal Rumble? So now I want to hear from you guys. We're 6 months out from the Royal Rumble in 2020, January 2020. Who do you think on these lists could be a possible winner of said Royal Rumble matches? Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But that's going to do it for this episode. Remember to comment below, like and share this video, like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, subscribe here on YouTube, and follow PWUnlimited.net for the latest in pro wrestling news.